Alright people, welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't noticed yet, we have a new logo. So moving forward, I think that will be the logo for this channel for the foreseeable future. I hope you guys like that new logo. So today what I want to do is preview Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield tomorrow night, or whatever the time it is, but in Singapore it's tomorrow night, 11:30 p.m. Liverpool host Arsenal for game week 3, and it will be the final game before the first international break. So let's get straight to it. There will be a couple of other thoughts that we're gonna put and share in this video, but let's start off with Liverpool versus Arsenal. The preview. My predicted lineup would be, let's see. I think my predicted lineup would be Alisson in goal, Van Dijk and Konate as our centre backs. Left back, the logical pick would be Kirkis, but I for some reason I think Andrew Robertson might start. I think it's because of familiarity with the playing with against Arsenal, but I think most likely Kirkis would start. In terms of the right back, I think it's going to be Dominic Szoboszlai again, because this will be the first time the midfield three is going to be Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, and Florian Wirtz. And then of course our front three is going to be Gakpo, Ekitike, and Salah. And as for the subs bench, I think Mamadashvili once again, Connor Bradley. So if Kirkis plays, most likely once again Andrew Robertson is going to be the in the subs bench. So that's 3. And of course we got Endo, Giovanni Leone. Who else was going to be? Curtis Jones, Rio Ingemoa. Let's see how he plays. Comes off the bench again against Max Dellman from Arsenal. And of course I think Chiesa. And last one will probably be Trey Naoni, because I've noticed in the last 2 matches Trey Naoni is in the subs bench. So I think these two are our two young stars, young bucks that's going to be groomed. So I think that's going to be our lineup against Arsenal. Speaking of Arsenal, some of the players, they're going to be in the starting lineup. Obviously, the sniper of a striker, Victor Gyökeres, much respect to him. Gyökeres, Saka will not be playing. He's going to be injured, but they have Eberechi Eze. Odegaard is not playing, so most likely I think Madueke is going to be playing, and I think Martinelli is going to play. So that's your front four for Arsenal, because you have Zubimendi and Rice, Saliba and Gabriel M, and Jurien Timber, David Raya, and whoever's on the right back. I'm not sure who they're going to put on the right back, but I think I'm not going to speculate because I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'll leave it to the Arsenal fans to predict who's going to start the right back for Arsenal. In terms of the scoreline, the predicted scoreline, to be honest, a 2-2 draw I think is the most logical scoreline. But in my heart, I truly hope for a 3-2 win, because I think it's based on the last 2 games. I predicted 3-1 for the last 2 games, and it ended up as 4-2 and 3-2. So I think against Arsenal, over the last 3 seasons at Anfield, we've drawn 2-2 twice, and we've drawn 1-1 once. So given the squad that Arsenal has and against the squad that we have, a 2-2 draw seems very logical. But I'm gonna hope for a 3-2 win this time. Let's just break our winless streak at Anfield against Arsenal. Because they, say what you want about Arsenal, second place, yada yada yada, but they're still a really strong team, and they've really strengthened this time round. So this is gonna be a good match. Whether you are Arsenal supporter, whether you're a Liverpool supporter, or whether you're just a neutral, just watching the match, or you're a rival fan, I think everybody's going to be looking forward to this match. This is probably one of the most high-profile matches in a long time between Liverpool and Arsenal. I mean, when was the last time Liverpool and Arsenal are the top two favorites to win the league? You know, you have to go back to maybe the early 90s for that to be seen in that manner. So hope 3-2 win. So up the Reds, and let's see what happens. Now, just a couple of thoughts, other thoughts that I want to just let out on this channel. First one, this one is if you're a Tottenham fan, I think you guys are going to be very overjoyed with this, because out of nowhere, officially as of this recording, Tottenham has signed Xavi Simons. Now, throughout this whole transfer window, Xavi Simons has been linked with Chelsea, whereas Eberechi Eze was linked with Tottenham Hotspur. And in the span of a week, Eze, instead of going to Spurs, he has went to Arsenal. But Tottenham, they're not sitting back. They're not wallowing in self-pity. They got back to work, and now they've taken a target of Chelsea to them. And there's a very high-profile player, a winger as well, Xavi Simons. I can't remember offhand which club he played for before joining Spurs, but he's been profiled as a very young, very talented attacker, winger. I think he's a winger. And so for Tottenham to snap him up from Chelsea, I think that's a very, very good move on Tottenham's end. So Tottenham has Mohamed Kudus, and now they have Xavi Simons. You add Richarlison into their as an attack. There's Tottenham's front three. So I think, you know, if you're a Tottenham fan, I think things are looking up. So well done to Tottenham. Speaking of well done, Newcastle. You guys are clever. I'll hold my hands up. You know, I say, I've never called you stupid or anything like that, and that's not what I meant. But very good business on your part. You held on to Alexander Isak, and now you've signed the replacement, Nick Woltemande. Interesting. But now that means one thing. Isak, Liverpool are going all in to sign Alexander Isak. As of now, there's still no official second bid, but now Newcastle doesn't have a choice. Because once again, let me say this again, PSR, Newcastle are going to hate these three letters called PSR, but they don't have a choice now. They've signed Alanga, they've signed Woltemande. They're going in to sign one more striker. I think most likely it's going to be Johan Wissa. With these three signings, and they are high profile, high expensive signings, and PSR is riding down their necks, what other choice do they have but to sell Isak to Liverpool? So once again, I'll say this: clever for Newcastle, clever on Newcastle's part to find their replacement before releasing Isak. This is a win-win situation. That's why I say I hold my hands up. You know, at first I thought, Newcastle, you should have sold. And I've said this before, Newcastle should have sold Isak to us very early so that they can go after Hugo Ekitike. But now, with the way they have done their business, hey, fair play. Woltemande, Alanga, and potentially Wissa. That's Newcastle's front three again. With Anthony Gordon suspended, you know, they're going to need that reinforcement. So it's a win for Newcastle. No problems with that. But it's going to be a win for us as well. Because now we're going after Isak, and the front three of Isak, Ekitike, and Salah, with Wirtz as the number 10. Oh, did I forget to mention Mark Gahey? So, fingers crossed. There's still a few days left in the transfer window, but I think this is Liverpool's direction now. There's no other. This is going to be the most defining transfer window in Liverpool's history. Because not only is it the most spending transfer window, not only is it one of our best transfer windows, but this is the one that honestly, Liverpool is really taking a gamble, in a sense that you're leaving it till late to sign the final two pieces of our puzzle. To sign Isak, our striker. Not that Ekitike is bad. That's not what I meant. But of course, Isak is still on the more on target, and the centre back, Mark Guehi. So fingers crossed. I genuinely hope that we get them two over the line before the transfer window closes, because we are gonna need it. And here's why. The result of tomorrow's match against Arsenal will really impact how or where I think Liverpool is going to finish at the end of the season. It all depends on whether we can get Isak and Guehi. Here's what I mean. Regardless of the result tomorrow, right? If we get Isak and Guehi before the transfer window closes, then I'm not going to be too concerned about the result for tomorrow's match. Why? Because this is only the third game of the season. Even though this season, all the fixtures for all 20 teams, there's no like low periods. There's no stretch of games where you would think that's going to be easy win. No, that's not the case. This season, you have to hit the ground running. But it's still game 3, right? There's still 35 league games to go. If we can get Isak and Mark Guehi in before the transfer window closes, then I'm looking forward to the remaining 35, and I would say Liverpool are favourites. But if we don't get Isak, but we do get Guehi, it's still okay. It's still alright. I'm still alright. But if we don't get those two, then tomorrow's result is really going to impact our season, and then I might change my point of view as to who I think is going to be favourites to win the league. It could be Arsenal, it could be Man City, but I don't think it might be us. So it all depends on this transfer window. It's gonna define how I see us moving forward. But what do you think? As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I hope you do subscribe, because I'm targeting the road to 50 subscribers first, so that in the future I can do live streaming for matches, so as to provide more content for you viewers out there. So as always, I'll end this video right here. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.